In this chapter, we are going to learn about line segment, ray, angle, parts of an angle, examples of angles, types of angles, closed shape, open shape, angles determine the shape of a polygon, why triangles are used in constructions. Line. A line is straight and extends infinitely, that is without end, in both directions. Let us see the line. Now, in this picture, AB is a line and it extends infinitely, that is without end, in both the directions, right side and left side. Look at the picture of the line AB once again. Arrowheads on both sides indicate the line extends infinitely without endpoints. So it has no endpoints because it doesn't stop. It goes on both the directions, right side and left side. It has no definite length because it won't stop. It goes on continuously. That's why it has no definite length. We cannot measure a line. It can't be drawn on a piece of paper, but it can be represented on a piece of paper. Now we are seeing the picture. This is nothing but the representation of a line. Line AB is denoted as line AB as shown in the picture. Line segment. A line segment is a part of a line. It has two endpoints. Now look at the picture. This is the line M. And this is the line segment XY. XY is a line segment and it is a part of the line M. It has two endpoints X and Y. Now look at this picture once again. A line segment can be drawn on a piece of paper because it has a definite length. It can be measured. It can be 5 centimeters, 6 centimeters or 8 centimeters, any length. It can be measured accurately. So it can be drawn on a piece of paper. Line segment XY is denoted as line segment XY as shown in the picture. Ray. A ray starts from a fixed point and extends infinitely in one direction. It extends endlessly in one direction. Look at this picture. Ray PQ starts from a fixed point P and extends in one direction on the right hand side. A ray cannot be drawn on a piece of paper because it extends infinitely in one direction. It can be represented on a piece of paper. Now look at this picture. We can represent a ray PQ in this way. A ray has no definite length because it extends infinitely in one direction. We cannot measure the length of a ray. It has only one end point. As per the definition, it starts from a fixed point. So it has only one end point. Ray PQ is denoted as ray PQ as shown here. Let us know the meaning of an angle. The amount of turn or space between two lines around their common point, vertex. Now look at this picture. Here two lines are coinciding with each other. That is, one line is overlapping the other line. The amount of turn or space between these two lines is 0. That is 0 degrees. Let us watch the amount of turn between these two lines. Here it is 90 degrees. This is 180 degrees. It's a complete rotation. Now the amount of turn is 360 degrees. An angle is also formed by two line segments or rays. Now look at these pictures. Here XY is a line segment and YZ is another line segment. The amount of turn or space between these two line segments is 80 degrees. So here an angle is formed by two line segments XY and YZ. Look at the second picture. Here AB is a ray, BC is another ray. The amount of turn or space between these two line segments is 150 degrees. Here two rays AB and BC are forming an angle. What are the parts of an angle? Look at this picture carefully. Arms. The line segments are the rays that form an angle called arms or sides of the angle. Now, in this picture, AB and AC are two line segments. They are forming an angle. So, AB and AC are called the arms of the angle. They are also called the sides of the angle. The common point of the arms of the angle is called the vertex. Here, AB and AC, these two line segments are meeting at a point A. This is the common point of these two arms AB and AC. A is the common point of two arms AB and AC. So, A is called the vertex. In the given figure, A is the vertex and AB and AC are the arms. An angle is denoted by this symbol. This symbol is used to represent an angle. Now, in this angle, angle CAB, the middle letter A denotes the vertex. Whenever an angle is expressed in this form, always the middle letter denotes the vertex. Angles are measured in degrees. The symbol for degrees is a small zero written as superscript. For example, 90 degrees is denoted as 90 degrees. Here, the small zero is written as a superscript. We measure and construct the angles using an instrument called protractor. You can find out this instrument in your compass box. It is used to measure or construct the angles. Here, two scales are there on this protractor. This is called inner scale. It is divided into 180 parts, starting from 0 to 180 in anti-clockwise direction. And in clockwise direction, you can see the outer scale. It is also divided into 180 parts from 0 to 180. And this is the center of the baseline. This line at the bottom is called the baseline, and the middle point of the baseline is called the center of the baseline. Examples of angles from our surroundings. Now look at these angles. This is the angle between the blades of a pair of scissors. Now look at this angle also. This is a crocodile. You can see the angle in its mouth. Look at these two angles in this building. And on the green board, you can see this angle. This is exactly 90 degrees. Let us see some other examples of angles from our surroundings. Look at this angle between the hands of a clock. Look at this angle in this yoga posture. These are the angles between our fingers. An angle is formed at the elbow also. Let us know how many types of angles are there. Zero angle. An angle whose measure is 0 degrees is called zero angle. Let us see this picture. Here, OA is a ray. OB is another ray. Now, the angle between these two rays OA and OB is 0 degrees. So that is called zero angle because the amount of turn between these two rays is nothing, that is 0 degrees. Acute angle. An angle whose measure is more than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees is called an acute angle. Let us see this picture. Angle PQR equals 45 degrees. 45 degrees is more than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees. So it is an acute angle. Let us see another picture. Angle XYZ equals 70 degrees. 70 degrees is more than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees. So it is also an acute angle. Right angle. An angle whose measure is 90 degrees is called a right angle. In this picture, angle MNO equals 90 degrees. So it is a right angle. In this picture, angle RST equals 90 degrees. So it is also a right angle. Acute angle. An angle whose measure is more than 90 degrees and less than 180 degrees is called an obtuse angle. Angle DEF equals 150 degrees. 150 degrees is more than 90 and less than 180 degrees. So it is an obtuse angle. Angle GHI equals 107 degrees. 107 degrees is more than 90 and less than 180 degrees. So it is an obtuse angle. Straight angle. An angle whose measure is 180 degrees is called a straight angle. Now look at this angle. Angle AOB equals 180 degrees. So it is called a straight angle. Reflex angle. An angle whose measure is more than 180 degrees and less than 360 degrees is called a reflex angle. Now look at this angle. Angle PQR equals 248 degrees. So this is called a reflex angle because it is more than 180 degrees and less than 360 degrees. Complete angle. An angle whose measure is 360 degrees is called a complete angle. In this picture, PQ and PR are two rays. PR makes an angle of 360 degrees with PQ. 360 degrees is called a complete angle. Let us summarize what we have learnt about the types of angles. Let us watch this picture. This is 0 degrees, 0 angle. These are all acute angles, more than 0 degrees but less than 90 degrees. This is 90 degrees right angle. These are all obtuse angles, more than 90 but less than 180. This is 180 degrees, a straight angle. These are all reflex angles, more than 180 but less than 360. This is a complete angle, full rotation. Let us know what is a closure shape. A shape which begins and ends at the same point is called a closure shape. Now look at this point. Now the shape begins at this point and it is going on like this. It ends at the same point. So this shape begins at this point and ends at the same point. So this is called a closed shape. Let us see another example. Now this is the point. This curve, this shape starts from this point and ends at the same point. So this is also a closed shape because it starts and ends at the same point. Open shape. A shape which does not begin and end at the same point is called an open shape. Now look at this. This shape starts from this point and it continues like this and ends at another point. The starting point and the ending point are not the same. Let us see another example. This shape starts from this point and it goes on like this and ends at this point. Starting point and ending point are different. So these two shapes are called open shapes. Let us observe. Let us observe the three given shapes. Now let us count the number of sides in each figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The second shape 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Third shape 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In each shape we have 6 sides. Look at the angles also. Angles also different in each shape. The number of sides are the same in each figure, each shape, but their shapes are different. Their shapes are different. Let us observe this figure carefully. This figure has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sides. If you press gently at this point, what will happen? Let us see. The figure is changed into a new figure. These two shapes have the same number of sides, but the angles are different. Angles are different. Look at this shape. This shape has also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 sides. If you press gently at this point, what will happen? Let us see. The shape is changed into a new shape. It has also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 sides, but the angles are different. Let us conclude. These three shapes have the same number of sides. Each shape has 6 sides, but the angles are different. When we press this shape at this point, this shape changes into this shape. When we press the second shape at this point, the second shape changes into this shape. Here, the three shapes are different, but they have the same number of sides, but the shapes are different. Look at the angles also. Angles also different in these three shapes. So we can say that the angles determine the shape of a polygon. What are polygons? Polygons are plane closed shapes with straight sides. Look at this shape. It is a closed shape and it has straight sides. This one also. Closed shape with straight sides. And the third one also. Closed shape with straight sides. But here angles are different in these three shapes. So we can conclude the angles determine the shape of a polygon. Let us watch this activity. Here on the screen you can see a square. A square has four equal sides. Each angle of the square is 90 degrees. Now let us find out how the angles of a polygon determine its shape. Let us do this activity. Now you can see the four vertices of the square and each angle of the square is 90 degrees. Now we will try to change the angles of the square. Now look at this. Here this angle is 90 degrees and this one is 51.1 degree. This is 168.9 degrees and 50 degrees. This shape has also four sides, but it is not a square. So the angles determine the shape of a polygon. Let us watch another activity. This shape is called a pentagon. It has five sides. Look at the angles of this pentagon. 106.9 degrees, 110.7 degrees, 104.8 degrees, 110.6 degrees, 107 degrees. Look at the vertices of this pentagon. It has 5 vertices. Now we will try to change the angles of the pentagon. Now watch it carefully. Now the shape is changed. Angles also changed. So the angles determine the shape of a polygon. Here is an interesting question. Why triangles are used in construction of structures like bridges and towers? Let us find out the answer. Look at the structure. It has so many triangular shapes. You can see clearly in this picture. Let's go to the next picture. This is a bridge. It has also triangular shapes. Let us move on to the next picture. This is an electric tower. This tower has triangular shapes. Let us know the answer. Triangles are shapes which do not change easily when pressed. Triangular shapes are used in bridges because they evenly distribute weight without changing their shape. When force is applied to a shape like a rectangle, it would flatten out and bridges and other structures would be collapsed. That is why engineers use only triangular shapes in the construction of bridges and other structures because triangles can hold more weight and they do not change their shape easily. But in the case of rectangles, they would be flattened out and bridges and other structures would be collapsed if engineers use rectangular shapes in the construction of bridges and other structures. For a worksheet for this lesson, visit the following website www.jijnasa.weebly.com. For a video tutorial on measuring angles, please visit the following link. For a video tutorial on construction of angles, please visit the following link. These links are available on video tutorial space in Jijnasa website. You can visit Jijnasa for worksheets and video tutorials on different things.